What is up, people? It has been a minute, but the 8 to 5 trader is still here. I would like to mention that I never stopped trading. I just stopped uploading because I started to get embarrassed of taking the same trades over and over and over again, and I ended up blowing up that account that I had. That was like 5 grand. It took me a while, but I ended up blowing it up. But it's been over a year since I posted a video. But I wanted to give you guys the trades that I made today and a little bit about what I've been doing this past, I guess, year, and a little bit of the strategy that I'm doing now, which is pretty much the same that I was doing, but I'm taking less trades and trying to capitalize on that one strategy that I see very easily. So yeah, let's get into it. So today, ACB. I saw ACB gapping up today, and it made the pattern that I'm used to seeing, where the VWAP, where it has a lot of volume at open, the volume weighted average price rises well above the moving averages, which the way I look at it, the price action is extended and moves away from the actual trend. So what ends up happening is I'm waiting for the price action to pull back, but I'm waiting on a specific signal to give me the okay to take this. So I'm looking at the 5 minute and I'm looking at the 2 minute. And on this specific trade, I was waiting for like a doji. If you see here on the 2 minute, I'm looking for some type of indecision. I did get the doji, and obviously every trade's not going to work out the exact same. So we had this push down, and the way I would used to take this, I would go ahead and get in here because I'm thinking the price action is going to go down. But I've been waiting to take the trade higher up because whenever I take trades near the moving averages, and I still do on occasion, I tend to get stopped out because the price action squeezes. But I end up taking the trade here. I took 333 shares, got to move down partial several times, and then as you can see, had I gone short here, I would have got stopped out because the price action would squeeze, and then I ended up getting stopped out to the penny because once I partial, I hit break even, got stopped out to the penny, and then the price action sold off, which is what the move. That's what I was really expecting. So missed out on that. If you see it on the 1 minute, I'm pretty sure you got the doji a lot quicker. Well, it was not the doji, but the indecision. You can clearly see the indecision on here on the one. But the reason I don't use the one is because for me personally, it's a lot of noise, and I tend to jump in and jump out of trades a lot more. But as the trade shows up on the 2 minute more clear, sometimes it shows up on the 1 minute more clear or the 3 minute. It's just what works for you. But for me, I used the 2 minute, and that's the way I took the signal, and the trade still worked out. Then we had DKNG. I traded this both sides, same thing. Price action gapped up, even though it didn't perfectly make the pattern that I was looking for initially. Had a lot of volume at open. We threw this somewhat of a hammer or a doji. I went short, partial several times. Then I tried to add, thinking we were going to continue to go down. And then I partialed again, thinking, okay, the move is trying to stall. Took another partial, and then I ended up pretty much killing it here. Well, I added in and moved my break even to here, and that's when I stopped out. Then I got back in, price action went up. Then we got this 5 minute hammer slash doji. Same thing, the moving averages never came up over VWAP, so I'm thinking, okay, at this point, I'm going to try it again. I went short again, especially off of this calendar right here on the 2. Got the move down, partial, added again, and I should have took a partial off right here, but once I saw that the price action started to kind of reverse, because I tend to take this trade right here the opposite way for a long. That's when I partial, and then I went ahead and got all out. And as you guys can see, the price action ended up going up very nicely, which is really good. I wish I could have flipped, but I'm not in that mindset. But then I came back looking for a short later, jumped the gun, went after this, thought this was a doji, kind of some indecision. I felt like the price action was running out of steam. I was too early, so I stopped out, lost 10 bucks on that. Then I got back in, went short, ended up making a partial. Then I got stopped out, then it squeezed, and then it finally made the move that I was looking for later on. So, right idea, just didn't work out. But overall, I made money on it. MU, I kind of jumped the gun on MU. I felt like the idea was good, but it just didn't make the move. You guys can see this pivot right here on the 2 minute. It was forming the same thing. VWAP was lower than the moving averages, meaning it was not necessarily trending at the time. So we did get this squeeze up right here with this pivot. I missed that. So I saw that we made a new 2 minute high right here. And we kind of pushed up into the moving averages. I was hoping we would keep going, but I told myself I didn't like the risk that I had. So what I ended up doing, I took the $1 or whatever, yeah, $1, and I ended up killing it. But then you guys can see the price action did end up coming back down. So really, this was a better trade to take to the short side, but I just didn't take it. And then we end up getting a nice reversal here later that I typically do take these. So I just missed out. Then I traded PLTR both sides. I'm really proud of this trade. I took it to the long side at the open. Again, the exact same strategy. Big volume at the open for 4.8 million shares. Price action sold off. I waited for my entry. I could have taken it here, but I waited, and maybe I just missed it. I don't know if I was watching it here or not, but we threw this hammer. It pushed up. I probably got stopped out, waited, got back in, but I got the trade. I got in 62 shares with a stop below this previous candle because more likely it's going to keep going down if it had broke that candle. But again, the strategy was big volume. I normally wait after the first 5 minutes. In the previous videos, you guys can see I typically did not wait for the first 5 minutes, and a lot of times I missed out on a good day because even though I still took a good trade with this strategy, I lost out because I jumped the gun and had to get back in. So I've been waiting the first 5 minutes, but I waited. VWAP was below the moving averages. It hadn't necessarily formed that trend yet, so it pulled back to the moving averages, which is what I'm expecting. I went long, got a partial on the 2 minute, partial all the way up, and I missed my add points. I wasn't very good at adding today. That's something I'm going to work on tonight. But then later on, I tried to flip on PLTR for a short. I flipped to a short. It felt like it hit resistance. And then I felt like it wasn't ready. So I covered, made like a few bucks. And then I went short again. And this is where I messed up. So I went short, and then I partialed here, and then I set my stop to break even because we did form we went up, and I feel like we hit resistance, and we started to topple back over. So basically a top reversal. Plus the 50 hadn't fully come over, so I figured we are going to either pull back to the 20 or go all the way down to probably VWAP or the 50. That at least that's what I want to happen in my mind. But a partial got stopped out, and then as you guys can see, it went ahead and went on over. So that's what happened. That was the day. I was watching NIO, LI, and Plug because EVs are hot right now. But like I said, I've still been trading. I just haven't been posting. But I'm going to go back to posting because what I don't want to happen is when I do become consistent, because I'm back in sim, I don't want to go back and look on like, dang, I wish I recorded all those days where I was struggling so people can go back and watch the videos. Because I was watching my videos earlier today, and I was thinking, I really need to go back and actually record these videos because I had some really good stuff in there. And that's when I realized that, wow, what I'm going through now is what I was going through a year ago. So had I just kept going and focusing on the strategy, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm focusing on this strategy, and as you guys can see, it's working. So had I just focused on that strategy, I'd have been a lot further along, more likely, versus just going in and out of different strategies, thinking like, this looks like a trader, this looks like a trade. But I'm focusing on this strategy right now. Hopefully, all the videos that I post will be mostly this strategy. And of course, I'm working on other strategies that I have in the background, like opening range breakout, break up, break down, reversals. In our community, Bear Bull Traders, I've been following Thor Young's strategies lately with the reversals, with the VPA analysis, volume price analysis. I've been looking at a lot of that. Um, and that basically is using volume to confirm or to give you an idea of when something is about to happen. But for right now, I've been looking at the same strategy that I'm doing now for the past year and a half, 2 years. I just haven't sat down and just drawn it out and went back through old trades and just back tested. So what I'm doing now, I went back 2 years and I just looked for every single trade that I've taken, or every day that I trade, I screenshot my trades and I put them in like OneNote. So I went back 2 years and I'm about like maybe 30% done, and I'm just going through every single trade that I've screenshotted to see if this specific strategy shows up. If we get high volume at the open and the price action either goes up or down, if it goes down, obviously you want the moving averages to stack somewhat 50, 20 moving average or 9, then VWAP. And if it's going up, you're going to try to go short, so you're going to want VWAP to be at the top, then the 9, the 20, and the 50, because you want it to pull back before you want it to pull back to the moving averages to determine whether or not the trend is going to change or pull back so it can make a trend. Either way, you're trying to ride that momentum down. That's a strategy that I've been focusing on. That's what I've been looking for. And so far, whether or not the strategy worked, because obviously you don't want to get just when the strategy works. You want to know what to do when the strategy doesn't work. I've gotten bad examples and good examples of when that trade happens on the 2 minute and when it doesn't. But the goal here is I'm taking these trades, these instances of this pattern happening, and I'm going back and looking for this pattern, and I'm gonna actually practice them, kind of like practicing button movement. So that's what I'm doing. Not to keep you guys too long, but I'm back. You may not see one every single day, but I'm gonna try to get out every day, even if it's a bad trade, because I felt like I was embarrassed that I went live, blew up 2 accounts, and now I'm back in simulator. But either way, I'm plus 109 today in my sim account, and after commissions, I think it's like plus 88, so plus 85. So yeah, on CMEG, um, or international brokers and CMEG, the commissions aren't as bad. So previously, it was like I would have had like 40 some tickets on Sure Trade. It'd been over probably $100. But either way, good day. Yesterday was pretty good. I still have blown up my account or my training account a few times. I'm still having some bad days, but I'm using a whole new set of buttons down here that I guess I'll explain in another video. But either way, yeah, that's where we're at. And I will see y'all in the next one.